Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.
But again, it doesn't say to elders, well, you should advise the victim to seek professional mental assistance. It just says, well, that's a personal decision for them to make. So it allows it, but it doesn't encourage it. Paragraph 13 is headed Investigating Allegations. And this is again where it's very strongly hinted at the two-witness rule. It says, the elders may learn of an allegation of child sexual abuse directly from the victim, through her parents, or through a trusted confidant of the victim. After receiving assistance from the branch office, everything goes through the branch office, the body of elders will appoint 2 elders to conduct a scriptural investigation of every allegation of child sexual abuse. These elders should carefully follow scriptural procedures and the Bible-based direction outlined in this letter and in the shepherding textbook, particularly chapter 5. Now, this is my copy of the shepherding textbook, and you'll be disturbed to know that chapter 5, let me just double check, I want to be absolutely sure on this. Yes, chapter 5 is headed Determining Whether a Judicial Committee Should Be Formed, and it's on page 72 of chapter 5 that we get this awful paragraph. If the accused denies the accusation, and it specifically mentions that this also applies to child abuse. And it says, if the accuser or the accused is unwilling to meet with the elders, or if the accused continues to deny the accusation of a single witness and the wrongdoing is not established, the elders will leave matters in Jehovah's hands. That is, in essence, the two-witness rule. And very cleverly, rather than explicitly mention the two-witness rule, what Watchtower has done here is it said to elders, you should investigate these situations scripturally and according to what we've written in chapter 5 of the Shepherd book, which elders will know mentions the two-witness rule. So very clever how they've done this. They seem to have written this letter knowing that it will be pored over by critics of the organisation such as myself, and by legal, by courts of law, and by the Royal Commission again in the future, and they're trying to distance themselves a little bit from the two-witness rule without dropping it entirely. So the two-witness rule is still in force. They're just not making quite so much noise about it as they did in the October 1st, 2012 letter. It goes on to say, elders should remember that during the investigation process and during the judicial committee process, a victim of child sexual abuse is not required to make her allegation in the presence of the alleged abuser. In the exceptional event that the 2 elders believe it is necessary to interview a minor who is a victim of child sexual abuse, the elders should first contact the service department. In the next paragraph, Judicial Committee, paragraph 14, if the body of elders concludes that there is sufficient scriptural evidence, that's another hint towards the two-witness rule, to warrant the formation of a congregation judicial committee on the grounds of child sexual abuse, the coordinator of the body of elders should first contact the circuit overseer. The circuit overseer will designate an experienced elder to serve as chairman of the judicial committee and, if needed, the appeal committee. If wrongdoing is established and the wrongdoer is not repentant, he should be disfellowshipped, On the other hand, if the wrongdoer is repentant and is reproved, the reproof should be announced to the congregation. This announcement will serve as a protection for the congregation. Now, this is a major point. It's a point that was brought to the attention of Watchtower during the Royal Commission. They don't seem to have got the message that if a child molester, an alleged child molester, goes through a judicial committee and the elders decide not to disfellowship, to instead reprove because this individual seems to be repentant, you are not protecting the congregation by making an announcement that says, Brother Smith has been reproved. That does not protect children in the congregation if Brother Smith happens to be a pedophile. It just doesn't protect them at all. They don't know why he's been reproved. It could be for smoking, it could be for having the wrong kind of employment. Goodness knows what it's for. And yet Watchtower still seems to think that simply reproving somebody and announcing that reproval is a protection of the congregation in cases of child sex abuse. So very disturbing that they still haven't got that message. Paragraph 17, restrictions. The elders should carefully adhere to all direction provided by the service department regarding reasonable steps that should be taken to protect minors from one who has engaged in child sexual abuse. For example, the service department will provide direction when 1. A congregation judicial committee determines that one guilty of child sexual abuse is repentant and will remain in the congregation. 2. One disfellowshipped for child sexual abuse is reinstated. 3. When an unbaptized publisher or a baptized member of the congregation who denies an accusation of child sexual abuse is convicted by the secular authorities. Or 4. One viewed as a child molester by the community or the congregation becomes a publisher or becomes a baptized member of the congregation. So again, everything goes through the service department. Elders are not allowed to take the initiative to act according to their personal duty. Everything goes through the service department, and the service department decides exactly how, in its view, minors in a congregation are to be protected. Paragraph 18. Direction from the service department to the elders will include restrictions imposed on an individual's activities within the congregation, on his participation in the field ministry, and on his interactions with minors. The elders will be directed to caution the individual never to be alone with a minor, not to cultivate friendships with minors, not to display affection for minors, and so forth. In some cases, the service department may specifically direct elders to inform parents of minors within the congregation of the need to monitor their children's interaction with an individual. Now, there is a giddying amount of naivety here. The service department seems to think that it can keep a lid on a pedophile who is in a congregation simply by telling that pedophile, don't be around kids, don't go in the ministry with kids, don't display affection for kids. You know, the whole point of pedophilia and recognizing pedophilia as a crime is that criminals can say one thing and do another if they are sufficiently desperate. But there's so much naivety here because the service department seems to think that it can control the situation just by telling elders to tell the pedophile what he shouldn't do. And that, in my view, isn't just naive, it's actually negligent to assume that you can control the situation in that way. This part about the service department specifically directing elders to inform parents of minors of the need to monitor their children's interaction, that was actually already mentioned in the October 1st, 2012 letter, and there was a lot more detail there. And again, it all basically boils down to the service department having the final say in how things are done, and the service department, if it wants to, directing elders that they can warn parents. It's not done in all cases. They're basically saying if they want to do it, if they feel they need to do it, then they will direct elders to do it. But elders, again, will not be able to take the initiative. And even if they know that Brother Smith is a pedophile and they can see him attending meetings on a weekly basis, that alone does not, they're still not allowed to discreetly approach parents and say, you really do not want to allow little Jimmy to be with Brother Smith. They're not allowed to do that. Only if the service department tells them that they can do that, only then can they do it. So it's basically the service department is controlling the situation by remote control without necessarily knowing all of the nuances and all of the different variables. They are basically controlling the whole thing from an office somewhere in New York or wherever the branch office happens to be. Paragraph 19. This is actually a good paragraph. One who has engaged in child sexual abuse does not qualify to receive any privileges in the congregation for many years, if ever. I think you could have just said ever, but anyway. This includes seemingly minor privileges. Elders should keep in mind what is stated in the January 1st, 1997 Watchtower article, Let Us Abhor What Is Wicked, page 29, paragraph 2. Child sexual abuse reveals an unnatural fleshly weakness. Experience has shown that such an adult may well molest other children. True, not every child molester repeats the sin, but many do, and the congregation cannot read hearts to tell who is or who is not liable to molest children again. Hence, Paul's counsel to Timothy applies with special force in the case of baptized adults who have molested children. Never lay your hands hastily upon any man, neither be a sharer in the sins of others. Therefore, if the body of elders believes that one who has engaged in child sexual abuse decades ago may now qualify for
Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.